school for, I guess, 3 years now, which would make sense. But being in high school, as I'm sure you all know, has its trifles, especially with relationships. And this is a poem kind of surrounded by that. It doesn't have a title, but here it is. She sits, keeping to herself, bobbing her head to the songs in her iPod. I sit, having no choice but to keep to myself, watching her as she hums tunes I know not of. We sit, somewhat close in body, but fairly distant in mind, living separate, highly different worlds that somehow coincide with one another. So I think. She sits, disregarding my presence, yet acknowledging the music of others, when the music of my heart screams louder than any artist ever has. I sit, imagining her surrendering to my pull, fantasizing about holding her in my arms in the place where only she fits. We sit, friends on her terms, but something slightly greater according to mine. She sits, gracefully writing, doing the work I probably should be doing. I sit, occupied, lost in a world of pandemonium, where she sits, quiet on the hilltop, writing away. We sit, separate and exiled from one another. She sits, keeping to herself, bobbing her head to songs in her iPod. I sit, having no choice but to keep to myself, watching her as she hums tunes I know not of.